Hey guys, I'm back. This has been a morning of technical difficulties, so we can only laugh at this. And where did I go? I'm sure I'm there somewhere, um, but I don't see where I am. Can you guys all see me? Can anybody see me? I can't see me. Okay, Anna, maybe you can let me know if I'm there at all because I don't see my video recording at all. Um, huh, I just don't see where it is. Interesting. Like there's no video, so I can't see what I'm doing, and I don't see it online. Okay, Anna, can you see me? I'm live now. Perfect. Okay, so I can't see any of me, so this is weird. But if I'm live, that's perfect. If you guys can see me, that's perfect. So my name's Sonya, and I know you had mentioned for me to tag, but I can't tag. Is there any way you can tag? Um, I can't see where any of my comments are. My screen is completely blank from my end, which is really weird. Um, but my name's Sonya. I am with Fresh Approach Fitness, a wellness company. This is my own company. I created it about 15 years ago, and I'm going to sidebar and say how incredibly weird it is talking to a white screen. um, yes, that's just it. We have to sometimes go with the flow, right? And this is very fitting to what I'm talking about today. I am talking about fear or faith. So, for those that don't know anything about me, I do public speaking, I do workshops, I do courses, I've written books, and I am a personal trainer, a certified, oh, I'm getting distracted. Okay, a certified NLP life coach and a certified healthy eating and weight loss coach. And what does this mean to you? Is I am coming to the table with breadth, like so much breadth of experience, right? It's not just wide, but it's deep. I've worked with so many people, and we have done so many things together in terms of helping people design their life their way. So, before we jump too far into whether it's fear or faith, like I talked about, that's what today's topic is. I want to share with you a couple of giveaways that we've got going on today. And the first one, again, I hope you can see this, but it's my book, my quarterly planner, and this is our big giveaway. This is a Design Your Life Your Way quarterly planner. I'm not going to get into the details, but whoever the winner is, make sure you notify me. We will get this mailed out to you. But at the same time, I want to offer you a free one on one session to help you get this set up. Because once you start using it, you are going to fall in love with it. And a special little giveaway as well. And this is this is the getting started guide. And this is an amazing little tool to help you day to day be you. We talk about journaling in here. We talk about affirmations and gratitudes, why it's hard to lose weight. I'm not going to share anything else. It's not just about losing weight, but why change is hard. Okay, so with no further ado, who's ready? Who is ready to hear what I have to say about faith and fear? Faith or fear? Um, and before we tap into this, let me know if you have any questions along the way. Let me know your comments along the way. The more you integrate, the more you're going to get out of this. So, this is my most recent short story, if you would. I have done four other short stories, and you've seen some of the books that I've written. I have another book, I just don't have it here. Oh, but I know where it is. So, Your Story Matters, and I didn't even tell anybody about this one, but this one is a self love, self awareness workbook, and there's also a course that helps you get through it. Completely amazing. So, you now know I'm an author, I'm a fitness trainer. I help you literally design your life. But how can you design your life if you're in fear? How can you do that? How can you take one step forward when you're frozen in fear and you don't know where to go and you don't know what to do, or everything you're doing, everything isn't working? And have you noticed that? Have you noticed that it is usually one or the other? You're either frozen in fear or you're carried through with unwavering faith. So, my question to you is, and you don't have to answer this, I'd like you, I'm sure you'll answer this in your head, but you don't have to answer this out loud. This is a very personal question, but if you're comfortable, go ahead, fill in the comments. What do you believe? And this question is much more significant than you may realize. You're probably wondering why. And that's because what you get out of life is a reflection of what you believe in your core to be true, always. Now, how does this relate to your business or your personal life? Let me explain. As a wellness coach, I started my journey in the basement of my house about 8 years ago. You know, starting fitness classes in the basement of my house led to renting a studio space that I once again outgrew. And then I outgrew the needs of my clients by not having a space big enough when I was having more and more people join. So after 5 years, in the spring of 2020, we all know what happened. And my personal story goes that chapter ended abruptly when it came to my fitness studio. Okay. At first, failure feels like it's crippling you. Then it humbles you. But at the very end of the day, failure allows us to innovate and to tap into creativity. So that was the part where I pivoted in my life. If you fast forward 3 years, I've up leveled my credentials, I've expanded my imagination, I have changed my delivery methods to include podcasts, writing like the books I've showed you, coaching, and delivering workshops in person, online, and even at retreats. Who would have thought this? Who would have thought that a fitness studio that I outgrew from being in my basement led to a physical space, led to me teaching and influencing at that capacity? I remember how devastated I was when that dream came to an end. Fast forward, as I mentioned, 3 years later, and I have inspired thousands of people to live happier and healthier lives doing what I love. And none of this would have happened if I had stayed frozen in fear. Frozen in fear of my dreams just went down the toilet. Frozen in fear of now what? You know, I would love to hear your comments on where you've been frozen in fear in the past. It's so fitting to know what was standing in your way in the past. Instead of staying frozen in fear, I leaned into faith, unwavering faith. And, she was unstoppable, not because she didn't have failures or doubts, but she continued on despite them. It's one of my favorite quotes, and I'm going to say it again because it is so important. She was unstoppable, not because she didn't have failure or doubts, but because she continued on despite them. How does that sit with you? If you're catching this live, or even if you're catching the replay, go ahead and comment and fill us all in with how this sits with you, this comment of being unstoppable. You see, too many of us give up just before we reach success. We let fear rule us. Know that how you handle yourself in adversity is what really defines you as an entrepreneur, as a mom, as an employee. It doesn't matter where you fit in this category. You need to be kind to yourself in the process. You need to believe in yourself in the process. So I've put together my top tips. Remember, when I wrote this, I had 400 words at most to deal with. It was actually 365 and I pushed it. So, these are tips, but I would love to hear what some of your tips are. Again, feel free to add them to the comments anytime. these are my top tips. And these tips didn't always exist. These are my top tips as of 30 days ago. So in July 2023, faith and prayer. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care your religion. I don't care any of this, but you should care. You should care and put onus on faith and prayer. That will get you everywhere. Never give up. So, my top tips: faith and prayer. Never give up. Act with confidence, my friends. Trust in your own brilliance. Own your unique abilities. Have the audacity to believe in the person that you are, the amazing person that you are, and the gifts that you bring to the world. Follow your inner guidance. Feel good about the decisions that you're making. Ask questions. Learn something new. And go into it wholeheartedly. Step into your strengths to deliver your message. And again, whatever you have to add, I would love to see them in the comments. Most importantly, though, adopt a spirit of faith sooner rather than later. Faith in your company, faith in yourself, faith in your vision and your mission. Fall in love with yourself, your idea, and your passion over and over and over again. And I'm going to circle back to this particular comment in a second here. But be excited to see where your decisions and adventures will lead. Stay curious to see what the future brings. And with unwavering faith, your story will unfold even better than what you have ever, ever, ever imagined. And again, how does that land with you? How does that feel? How does that sit with you? And when I said the point I wanted to circle back to is this something I'm going to be talking about in my podcast that I'm going to be doing actually later today, and I'll be uploading it for this week. It's called The Weekend Away, and it had to do with my weekend that just happened. Actually, so I'm not going to give too much away. I'm going to want you to listen to this particular episode. I don't have a number for you yet. Actually, I might. Give me a second here. Um, no, I don't have a podcast episode for you offhand, but I will make sure Anna knows and she can let you know the number. But it's called A Weekend Away. And it goes back to this point right here when I said fall in love with yourself, fall in love with your idea and your passion over and over and over again. You see, this weekend we went away, and one of my dreams, and for those that have been following me along, I typically talk about a coffee cup, and I have a coffee cup analogy. And my coffee cup analogy goes like this. I'm just going to bring it short and sweet for you all. Is how I know I've made it in this world is when choosing my coffee cup is the hardest decision I have to make in my day. So for me, that means elevated finances. That means I've reached balanced health and time freedom. So these are the things in my life that I don't have to think about once I've made it, right? So that means choosing my coffee cup will be the hardest decision of my day. So why am I bringing this up? It comes back to this weekend. How I know I'm going to be successful when I've reached it, when I've reached my level of success, is when choosing that coffee cup is the only choice I have to make. And where I'll be drinking that coffee cup is at my lake house waterfront cottage and retreat. And so this weekend we were away at somebody else's cottage, and it wasn't a retreat, it was simply a cottage. And we spent the weekend there doing absolutely nothing. We didn't access our phones, okay, very minimally. I think I put two posts up. Um, we didn't even really turn on the TV. I think it was on in the mornings, but nobody watched it. And what we did do though is we just talked and connected. And that, my friends, once I get that cottage one day, that, my friends, is what I want to invite you to do. Come by, sit, talk. I want to reinvent what I just went through this weekend with all of you. I want to create that space, that feeling of just being. And that's a gift I want to give everybody once it's my turn to share that. And that's why it's so important to me. So, my friends, that sums up today's little chat. Today's little live about designing your life your way and stepping into fear or faith, whichever one it is. So, before I sign off, I know you're going to have my link tree. We're going to put that up here, whether in the comments or later. But what questions do you have? What can I address while you've got me live right here, right now? I'm just going to give it another minute or two. You never know who's listening or typing something up or what you might be doing. Okay. I don't know who we have here. I can't tell if we have any questions right now. So I don't see anything coming through. Um, I'm just checking the cell phone because I still have this blank screen for some reason. But listen, as you're hitting replay, you can tag me, you can DM me, you can let me know what. Ah, okay, I love that. That's a question that just came in. Thank you. What is the best pep talk we can give ourselves when we doubt ourselves? I've talked about this on a different episode. And, there's pep talks, but there's more things that you can do before that. So for me, you need to find what works for you that creates that space of energy because yes, we're all going to have a roller coaster ride. You can't really see it with my hand, or maybe you'll see it in a second, but I'm really going up and down like a roller coaster, and such is life, right? And so sometimes we fit into these valleys where things are a little bit harder, and we might have that unwavering faith. But here is the best question or the best answer to that. And so I'm going to show you something I have here. I have this little jar, and on this jar, I have love notes taped to it. And I rip some off because they no longer stand true for me, and I've passed that. But I'm going to share with you what I do have written here, and this will answer that question. The first one I'm trying to show the camera here, so hopefully you can see it. What is the best that can happen? When you rewire your thoughts to ask yourself, what is the best that can happen? It changes from going to the worst case scenario. Is this in my control? Was the technology problem at the beginning of today in my control? No, it wasn't. So I let it go. Um, Here's one of my favorite ones, and I said this quite a bit. Is this a 5-year problem or a 5-minute problem? Will this problem matter in 5 years? If not, don't give it more than 5 minutes. And these are some of the pep talks that I use for myself, obviously, when I'm having a moment. Um, and then this is a lovely little reminder. I'm going to read this one to you. Flourish and focus to flow. So for me, flourishing means stepping into my creativity, which is why I have a bunch of colors here. And then I have another one. This one's a little bit bigger. And this one is a bigger affirmation. Actually, I have a couple here. So there's a bunch of little ones that you can say, and I would recommend little ones. This one says, I deserve for life to feel this good, and I desire more of the same. Joyful in financial abundance, stick to me as they flow through and to me. So to and through me. I'm going to say that again, but I'm not going to trip up the words. Keeping it real, friends, keeping it real. Joyful and financial abundance, stick to me as they flow through me. So this is what I would do. I would find some affirmations, and these are where I put them downstairs. It's on this little jar right in front of my computer. But I have some up on my wall in the bedroom. When I'm getting dressed in the mornings, I review them. So that's one of the tips that I have. And for anybody that does the wellness quiz, I will be giving you one or two affirmations that fit exactly. You help me pick what works best for you based on where you're at right now. So that's what I would do. I would put some affirmations that are meaningful. I have a couple more that are posted here that remind me. They're here. I'm going to unpost them and show you. They're literally just stuck to different things. And I'm going to read this one here. All of my wishes come true. I give thanks that everything I dream of and more is now a reality. I am ready to feel warm gratitude, bubbling excitement, and deep faith flow through my mind and body. I nurture all of my dreams, knowing that by doing so, I am tending to the garden of my wishes. So if you want any of these, let me know. I can get them to you. Um, you know how I just said I'm tending to the garden of my wishes? I have another one that goes with that one that talks about what all of my wishes are. And these are the wishes that I'm tending to. So I can help you certainly customize these. I can help you design your life your way. And I can help you answer any questions that you might have about what we're talking about today. Is there anything else that anybody might have? Any other questions? I know Anne's gonna put my link tree up here. I will certainly make sure it's in the comments. One of us will, anyways. Like I said, it's still quite bizarre that this is a blank screen that I'm staring at. But look, I trusted in faith. I right now have literally unwavering faith because if you could see what I'm looking at and the fact that I'm speaking blindly, um, it's very interesting to see what I'm able to do. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to post a link tree in the comments. I do have it listed in a different post here, but in my link tree, when you look at it, and again, I cannot take you through it right now, it is a purple screen. And at the very top of the purple screen are all of my social media handles. So go ahead and click on any ones that resonate with you. Then you're going to see what's new and exciting. You're going to see a section that says get the goods, and that's where you can order the books or learn a little bit more about me on Amazon. My courses, there's a couple courses available for purchase on there. And there is, under the assessment section, there are 3 or 4 different assessments that you can take. The one I'm talking about the most is the wellness quiz. It's kind of curious. You're going to love it. You're really going to love it. Um, I've had, well, almost 700 and some odd people do it. So my goal right now is to get to 1,000 people to do this wellness quiz. And I can't believe I only have a couple hundred left. So I guess I must be more than I thought offhand because I know I only have a couple hundred people left to do this quiz. So definitely do it. Share it with your friends. If there's anything there that you have any questions about, let me know. And that's it, my friends. I really don't have, I mean, I can talk all day, but offhand, I don't have anything else for you. I love keeping space for any questions that we can go over. Um, I think we lost our first group of people and then weren't able to get them back on. So if anything circles back, I'm definitely available to help answer these questions or to answer these questions. And before I go, is there anything else you have for me? Well, my friends, we are going to be doing a draw a little bit later. I'm going to leave that in Anne's hands, and she will be back in touch with me with who the winner is. I'll let you know what we need from you. And I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day today, whether it's currently like live or if you're catching the replay, because the work that you do for yourself is tenfold. It'll come back to you 10 times. So I'm sending you so much love and kindness today. Mwah! Thank you so much for joining me. And if you haven't done so yet, please make sure that you pop in to my Celebrate Everything group. I know you're going to love it. Bye, guys.